The constant stress of being poor really does make you ill. A new study had found being on the bottom rung of the social ladder can alter the body's immune system so it goes into overdrive and starts attacking the body by causing inflammation. The findings may help explain why the rich tend to live longer than the poor, which cannot be explained just by better healthcare or lifestyles such as smoking, diets or exercising. The U.S. study found social status affects the way genes turn on and off within immune cells, but improving one's lot can reverse this negative effect. When fighting infections, the body's defenses cause inflammation, but sometimes this response is not switched off. Studies in rhesus monkeys showed infection sends immune cells of low-ranking monkeys into overdrive, leading to unwanted inflammation. But improvement in social status or social support can turn things back around, a finding that applies in humans too. Assistant Professor of Evolutionary Anthropology and Biology Jenny Tung at Duke University said, social status is one of the strongest predictors of human disease risk and mortality, and it also influences Darwinian fitness in social mammals more generally. Many human societies exhibit social gradient in health. Socioeconomic status has been called the fundamental cause of health inequalities, and in the United States, differences between the highest versus lowest socioeconomic stratum may affect adult lifespan by more than a decade. These patterns arise, in part, from differences in resource access and health risk behaviors. However, studies in hierarchically organized animal species suggest that they may also be more deeply embedded in our evolutionary history. She added, to understand the biological basis of these effects, we combined genomics with the social status manipulation in female rhesus macaques to investigate how status alters immune function. The study, published in the journal Science, put 45 unrelated female monkeys that had never met each other one by one into new social groups. Researchers watched who did the bullying and who cowered, and their rank in the pecking order. Females introduced earlier tended to rank higher than those that came later. Immune cells of the monkeys were then taken and the activity of roughly 9,000 genes measured. It found more than 1,600 of them were expressed differently in lower ranking than in higher ranking females, particularly within a type of white blood cell called natural killer cells, the first line of defense against infection. The females were then rearranged into new social groups, a gene with those who were first introduced higher up in the pecking order. Those whose status improved suffered less stress as they bonded through grooming, and their immune cells also become more like high-ranking females, in terms of which genes were turned on or off when they improved their social standing. When the white blood cells of low-ranking monkeys were mixed with a pathogen, pro-inflammatory genes in the cells went into overdrive. Similar responses could help explain why poor and working-class people have higher rates of inflammatory disorders such as heart disease and diabetes. Professor Tung concluded, together, our findings show that social subordination alone is sufficient to alter immune function even in the absence of variation in resource access, healthcare, or health risk behaviors. As macaques are close evolutionary relatives of humans, these results likely point to mechanisms that also underlie social status effects in humans, where experimental studies are not possible. Co-first author postdoctoral researcher Dr. Noah Snyder-Mackler added, social adversity gets under the skin. If we can help people improve their social standing and reduce some of these hierarchies, we may be able to improve people's health and well-being.